Greetings, this is Sister Rebecca, aka Hollywood, and today it is with great sadness that I have to report on the death of Bobbi Christina Brown. Now, I have to do this because it's so upsetting to me that they would take this young person's life away without even giving her an opportunity to live. And so I want to just go into a little bit of background, including the circumstances surrounding her mother's death and the connection between her mother's death, her death, and the number 12. Okay, here you see this is a picture, a poster advertising Angela Bassett's television bio, Whitney, and it opened nationwide on January 17th of 2014. And it's a hologram. It's a holographic mathematical memory model, which is the letters HMMM, which describe a system where an image can be reconstructed through information that is stored throughout the hologram, demonstrating a holographic associative memory that can impact the subconscious. So on the surface, the hologram's hand symbol is an extremely significant occult inverted triangle pyramid. Now that's just the beginning, because some of you, right from the door, the minute I mention Illuminati, you want to run away. But you have to listen and make the connection yourself. And only when you finally get it, then maybe I'll stop. The above, this here, now the next image, is the emblem of Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky's Theosophical Society. The darker of the two triangles, which is downward pointing, and the lighter triangle, which is upward pointing, symbolize respectively the descent of the life of spirit into matter and the ascent of that life out of matter into spirit. The perpetual opposition between the light and the dark forces that exist in nature and man. So you're probably wondering where I'm going with all of this. Okay. Well, the fact that Bobbi Christina did not survive is not a surprise to me. My heart actually goes out to her innocence because she was born into a pit of hell and within a circle of unparalleled human greed among the sick and the insane and the occult. Months ago, they were saying that they were going to take Bobbi off of life support and have her pass on the same day as her mother, who, as you remember, was killed at the Israeli Mossad-controlled Beverly Hilton Hotel. And this hotel is referred to as the Western White House. Now, the reasoning behind them having first expressed this interest in having her die on the same day is because it was symbolic. It was a way to keep mother and daughter together for eternity. And according to the family source, after they released the story, because of the public outrage, they backed down with it. Whitney, as you recall, was discovered that she had a Jonestown cocktail in her stomach. It was cocaine, marijuana, and Xanax, which is a and Flexeril, which is a muscle relaxer, and Benadryl, along with alcohol. Now, someone had given her this at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and from that, all of Whitney's consciousness and resistance could have blacked out. She must have collapsed. She was semi-comatose, probably, when she went underwater. And she was undressed and then placed in the bathtub filled with water. So, proof of the parties that murdered Whitney on February 11th was captured without a doubt by the hotel's Israeli state-of-the-art security and surveillance system. Yet, here we are 3 years later, and they still have not and will not release the surveillance tapes. I wonder why. Now, in addition, Whitney's body had been removed from her room by the Beverly Hilton security control, which is controlled by the Mossad, they sent in a cleanup team with the mission to act in extra vigilance to sweep the room. And that is proof of a crime. The proof is in the cover-up. Why would they need to sweep the room? Okay, getting back to the current day. Many members of the Brown Houston family are seasoned adepts in the secret practice of the underground cult Kabbalism. And I'm going to set it out in this photo a little bit. It's a Ruach spirit wind personality of a murdered victim that in order to enable them to have a continued existence, because Satan rules over a particular partition of dimensions or consciousness that occultists and magicians associate with the element of air. This is also Vav. Thus, naturally, 666 would be related to Satan. This partition is Ruach, which even means wind, and obviously wind is air. Ruach is the fourth center. The Ruach consists of 6 sephira, and while the lowest is Nefesh, it is still technically part of the Vav portion of the sacred diagram. Now, I don't support occultism, so I'm not going to break this down to the point where you can actually study it. You'll have to do that on your own if that's what you wish to do. I am breaking it down merely for the purpose of showing the connection between the death of Whitney and the death of her daughter. The Vav in Hebrew with the number 6 given to it, and 6 being the number of sin. Now, it's very odd because the actual day of Bobbi Kristina's death was 7/26, and if you add 7 and 26 together, the breakdown is 6 plus 2 is 8, and 7, and that equals 15, which is then 1 plus 5, which equals 6. Now, I can't make this up. This is a fact. This is the way it happened. And in the realm of Satan, there's a void between heaven and earth. And it would make sense that they're certainly not concerned with any atonement in regards to Bobbi Kristina's assassination, which is exactly what it was. Here you see a picture of LL Cool J, and he has Paris Jackson's drawing of Illuminati, silence, secrecy is golden. And if you remember, in the 2015 Grammys, he said that there won't be any special announcement or tribute made for Bobbi Kristina. Who is this Negro? He is a very dangerous Illuminati puppet idiot. It's clear that the Hollywood gutless black satanic cabal has coldly disassociated itself from Bobbi Kristina, even on her deathbed. Then they implied that she did it to herself. The children of celebrities that sold their souls to the devil usually have no choice whether or not they become a part of this. MK Ultra and Illuminati mind control multi-personality disorder programming with an amnesia blocks. These things begin during the child's most impressionate years, and from infancy to the age of 5. So by the time they are teens, they simply don't seem to know if they've been programmed or not, and they don't understand how deep the programming has gone. They soon discover that the alternative termination, self-destruct personalities have been implanted in their subconscious, and it's able to take over the body and the mind, triggered by various different codes, pictures, sounds, and keys, as simple as just a telephone ring. Let's get back to Bobbi Kristina. Now here you see a picture of her, and she's already exhibiting the MK Ultra programming, the all-seeing eye, and the satanic Illuminati layer. Rosie Perez, who's long been in with the Illuminati, and they're responsible for the revival of her career, and she shows the elite Masonic hand finger symbol. She's leaving the view after having gotten there via her Illuminati connections, and she came under entertainment industry fire for letting the cat out of the bag. She stated earlier this year, I just thought about the movie that came out, and this is no disrespect to Angela Bassett, because I love her, but the unauthorized bio of her mom must have killed her. So there you see that it was already knowledge that Christina was not going to make it, that Bobbi Kristina was not going to make it, and Rosie let it out, which is probably has a lot to do with her departure now from The View. They don't do things immediately, but when they do it, it is pretty immediate. Now here you see a picture. That's not Bobby Brown, by the way, but it's Arlen Escarpeta, who is the actor that played Bobby Brown, and it's a dual hologram to illuminate, implant, and mainstream satanic Illuminati symbols in the subconscious of the masses. So here they take this picture with him doing the one-eye symbol, which has nothing to do with the movie, but it was determined, and the whole purpose of it was to drive Bobbi Kristina insane. Now, just back to Rosie Perez for a minute. You know, she was raised in New York by the Order of Sisters of St. Joseph de Puy from France, and the order was formed in 1650 in the ancient city of de Puy, and sometimes it's referred to as Les Puy, by a Catholic priest, Jean-Pierre Medel, as a French Jesuit front, the armed militia of the Roman Catholic Church. During the French Revolution, several of the order was sent to guillotines, accused as druids and body snatchers. This order of this nuns were considered druids and body snatchers, aka witches. Carved above the doorway of the Order of St. Joseph's Chapel of St. Clair, Le Puy, are symbols showing the phases of the moon, and this was considered the Temple of Diana in pre-Christian times. The Order's Chapel of St. Michael in Le Puy, atop a mountain, was a druid place of worship, and also this was prior to Christian times. Perez let it slip that Bobbi Kristina had been deliberately mentally harmed. Perez also gave a statement that it's also important because she is one of them. So, you know, they are calling for her head, and this is how she was, you know, ultimately booted out of The View. In Bassett's poster, Whitney, for the film, it appears innocent, but the hologram translation is wit, because you see she's standing in place of the T, and it's usually used with a negative, the smallest particle, iota, jot, and he has changed not, a Whitney archaic, no used in dissent, denial, or refusal, a negative vote. Okay, let's drive Bobbi Kristina insane. The poster also has an ancient crucifix embedded. The face of evil is Angela Bassett. She's doing the inverted pyramid hand symbol of the Satanic and Illuminati. In recent years, Angela had become a darling Hollywood witch. There isn't very many people around the entertainment industry with the heart and will to take her on. In Entertainment Weekly, an American magazine that's published by the Illuminati, Time Inc., as you can see, that's their symbol, the eye up there, the all-seeing eye. And the question came up whether or not Bassett had considered casting Bobbi Kristina for a part in the bio. And Bassett totally dismissed her with some rather caustic and demeaning remarks. She said, and I quote, "I did not think about that. I did not think about casting her, and probably for a number of reasons, you know. One being is that she is not an actress. Acting is body snatching. That's a body snatching witchcraft. And it's an attempt to illuminate the complexities of human behavior and life." Obviously, Bobbi Kristina was very upset about the film, and she expressed this. Here you can see Bobbi Kristina is wearing the Kabbalah cult blue ceramic evil eye beads. Obviously, she was under the influence of the Hollywood Kabbalah cult, and it's led by the Luciferians, Madonna and Lady Gaga. Basically, Kabbalah's roots run out of the ancient Babylon, and it was a secret religion of the sons of the serpent. The Hollywood Kabbalah cult is one of Lucifer's main clandestine vehicles for delivering the masses to Satanism. And here you see Bobbi Kristina wearing the fallen angels necklace. So she actually, unknowingly, adopted this lifestyle, and I guess after a certain age she may have realized what she was doing, but she was still very, very young. And so all of these things, when you open the door to the enemy, it's very, very hard to close it. Usually what happens is that one door leads to another door to another. Christina's father, Bobby Brown, is subject to inherit by interstate succession the majority of her entire estate as the only heir next in kin in kind. Then her half-brothers and sisters of Bobby Brown should also inherit per stripes insane. However, that is if there is no last will and testament. And I doubt if a 21-year-old young lady, which is the age she was at the time of this incident, would have written out her will. So Bobbi Kristina's death comes at a time when she had the legal capacity to make a will. Think about that. She was 21. That would have made her legal to make a will. Here you see a picture of Bobbi and Whitney, and they're wearing the Masonic checkerboard. There should be no doubt that Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown sold their souls to the devil for fame and fortune early in their musical careers. There should also be no doubt that both Whitney and Bobby served the Illuminati, and it may also be true that the fate of Bobbi Kristina had been sealed at birth by a bargain with the devil. I'm going to stop here. Rest in peace, Bobbi Kristina. God bless all of you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.